The exploratory that turned into at Bristol, and as an architect always had an interest in science, so bringing together art and science is a very special thing. And when you add that with a social purpose as well, you've got something really brilliant that I think summarises what we're trying to do with European Green Capital. We're trying to involve people from all walks of life in making this an environmentally friendly city, and we need ways of displaying that. And what is a better way than these very handmade photovoltaic panels, beautifully engineered with Dan and his team, by Dan and his team, and this beautiful tree designed by John Packer, made by John Packer. It's a very Bristol tree. And so thanks to all of you who have been involved. Thanks to Bristol Drugs Project for having put in that really essential social community aspect to this project. And thanks to all of you for supporting it. Many of you are part of the Bristol Green Capital Partnership. And Bristol's such a great place because of that partnership, because of the 800 organisations that have made us what we are, that enabled me to persuade the European Commission that we were ready to be green capital. We've got a bigger partnership of organisations across the city than any other green capital has before, and I think than any other city has in Europe. So be proud. Let's celebrate the tree, and let's celebrate the fact that the sun can give us clean, free energy. Thank you all.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Hello, I'm Maggie Telfer. I'm the Chief Executive of BDP. I'm obviously too short. I'm being adjusted. Okay, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. We've built this tree as part of Bristol's recovery orientated alcohol and drug service, and we is dozens of people who are in recovery from their drug and alcohol use. And there's a real synergy for us in this project, because building those solar panels, people went to workshops, they made small circuits, they made bigger circuits, and all of these solar leaves were built by people who are dealing with their drug and alcohol problems. Also for us, this is a really public statement about drug and alcohol use. Often we want to hide the problems under the carpet. Actually, drugs and alcohol, particularly alcohol, affects huge numbers of people in our city. I think this is a really public statement of what is possible for people in recovery. And I'd just now like to hand over to Hattie, who's one of the people, very special people, who built this tree.
I got involved in working on this tree as part of my recovery programme, and it's been great fun building it and working with part of a team where there's no judgment about your past, and yeah, it's really helped me build up my confidence and feel excited about the future. Thank you.
Hello. So I'm John Packer. I, for my sins, built this thing. So it's been quite a really nice circular process for me. I was part of the team that originally did the first tranche of interactive exhibits at Bristol back in, well, before 2000 now, when this engine shed was still being converted. So it's sort of an honour, basically, to sort of be invited to sort of do this project here. I could go on about this sculpture and what my vision is behind it, but I'll leave that for the film. I think it's in that. Must thank my amazing team of Nido, Goose and Katie, and various others, including Bristol Drugs Project, who helped in the last 5 months of sometimes quite hellish conditions in our workshop. It's been really full on, and I've had up until 2 days ago, I'd had about 2 days rest in 2 or 3 months, which was a bit full on for me. So lovely that it's up. People keep asking me, what's it supposed to be then? And it's tempting to say, well, it's supposed to be a tree, isn't it? But so actually, the point of the philosophy behind it, so okay, I'll say it, why not, is that essentially I'm kind of mimicking not the form of a tree, although obviously it does slightly mimic the form of a tree. What I'm doing is sort of doing what a tree does, which is do in the most efficient way possible, create a structure which reaches up and reaches out. This sort of lattice work structure that you see here, as the engineers here will be able to tell you, is basically the most efficient way in weight terms of making a very stiff and light structure in steel. And the solar panels, well, you've already learned about that, so I won't talk about that. Yes, and the obvious, and I've very much geared it for the aesthetics to fit in with the palette of materials in Millennium Square already. So the squares of glass and the grey steels and all of that. So basically, and I really hope people like it. I want my sort of stuff to provoke a visceral aesthetic response rather than being something that you have to read a little A4 bit of blurb to realise that it's art or not. So yeah, hope you like it. Thanks.